Sword and Board, the largest gaming store in Mendocino County, here for your hobby and gaming needs. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.
Hello, thank you for joining us in our new YouTube channel for Sword and Board. In this video, we'll be going over a live stream that I did on my personal channel of a box opening for the new Riftbound TCG. This TCG is brought to you by Riot Games. It takes place in the League of Legends universe. We plan to have more releases on this YouTube channel, so make sure to subscribe for additional content that's related to events and happenings in our store. Enjoy the video. So this box is a new booster box. It should have 24 packs, I believe, in it. It contains 24 packs. QR code for anybody that wants to get into the game. The game is a new TCG that releases this Friday on Halloween. This is the first set. But yeah, so I'm going to start opening the box. It's a new card game. So it's also the first box the shop's opening. So you got your normal box. Let's see how you went about this box. So it looks like they chose Ari for all the cover. There is 14 cards in each pack, it looks like. On the TCG, there's different cards. So Magma Worm was one we just opened in the first pack. I haven't went to the pack yet. But let's see if we can scroll down to characters. So there's character cards that go in the thing that you get a fight with said characters. There'll be champion units. But the thing you're looking for playability wise to make said deck, you need legends. So there's alt art legends. Hopefully get some of these. That'll be cool. Those will be big hits. Darius. So these characters are going to be like leader of your deck. These of course are alt art characters. Looks like some are signed by some people. So hopefully see a signature card. That'd be cool. So your character is going to lead your deck, and this is pretty much what you're going to build your deck around. So each character has 2 colors on them, or their domains. And their domains are going to be the means of what cards are allowed to be in your deck, and also for your chosen character for your deck. But yeah, so these are some alt art ones we're hopefully we can see in our box opening. But yeah, so this is what we're looking for. So first off, we got Magma Worm. Again, characters like this. This is just a big beater in late game. Pretty cool. Here got another unit. These ones are cool. When these characters, essentially when they die, you get to do something. So in a blue deck, you get symbolized by the blue color, where this one is red. They have different names like Fury, Mind, Body, and stuff like that. But for this one, it's a character that it's supposed to go out and you're supposed to be kind of aggressive with it. So it could die. Or there might be cards in your deck that lets you destroy a creature to do ability. So yeah, this when it dies, it draws you one. We got another one. This one has tank. So tank means if you were to assign damage to it, you have any damage applied to this has to go to this first before it goes to another card. This one's pretty neat. So this one, in the game also there's battlefields, and that's how you pretty much are going to be scoring points in the game. This one lets you to practically play into an open one. So early game, 3 energy, 3 runes. It's pretty simple, especially if you're going last on turn in turn order. You get an extra rune, so you can turn 1 this into an area, which looks good because it lets you score points, have up a situation. Another unit character. So packs, you can see they're going to have a lot of characters in it, and they're going to be doing stuff. This one's kind of cool. This one has the hidden ability. Hidden ability, you get to put the card underneath, like face down, into a area. Cool, because it lets you put a card face down as like a sneaky card, and there could be either spells, units like this one, or reactions. Whenever you play a card from hidden, give this card. So this is cool. If you find like a deck that has to be the orange and purple, you could have the synergy right there. So this would be cool if you're doing like a limited event, like a draft or a sealed. It's pretty neat. So here you got gear. Gear is cool because it's not something you don't send out to go fight, but has the cool abilities. So this one has, this is like the exert to exhaust, very similar to like magic to tap. So you turn it sideways, and does 2 damage. So hypothetically, if you're going back to, let's say, this guy right here, if he's in the field, he only has 2 might right there. So this one would do 2 damage, and they'll just be able to kill it. So it's pretty solid for like in an aggressive deck. These are the locations you'll be fighting over. They're double-sided, so both people can see both sides of them. But it says, when you defend here, you may move a friendly unit here to your base. So defending is when you get attacked. So when you have a unit there and you're being attacked, you are the defender. And of course, vice versa, if you're the one attacking, you are the attacker. So it lets you retrieve a creature, a unit from your thing. Like if you feel like you're going to lose a place, instead of just losing all your units, you can return a unit back to your field. All right, cool. We got our first foil card. Kind of see a little bit on the shiny comparatively to this card. It shimmers, but not as bright as this one. I think the symbols go, this is a common, so it's a foil common. This one's pretty cool. It's 2 costs, but it has this little symbol in here. When you're playing in a deck, you return one of your resources back to the resource pile to play this. But what this does is reaction. So anytime somebody is playing something, you could react to it. It gives a character -4 to a minimum of 1. So this is a pretty cool one. I seen it in a starter deck before. It's pretty cool. I think I have it in one of my other decks. Okay, got a rare. When I attack, you may pay a blue. So you go some blue. To pay a card with hidden from your hand here, ignoring its cost. That's cool. So when you play me, you may spend any number of buffs. For each buff spent, channel 1 rune exhausted. So buffs are little things that give your character enhancements, like makes them a little stronger. Meaning when you channel, that gets you resources. So it says essentially, if you have any buffs, you spend all of them or up to any of them you wish to get more resources. And last card is a rune. Okay. Runes are pretty much the thing you use. This is your resource. Your rune deck consists of 12 of these, and they're shuffled up randomly. They also have different color backs, so you don't get them mixed up. And then a character will also have a different color back. It would be black. Stupefy, this is a spell. Spells, after you cast it, they kind of, so it goes to your trash. This one's a cool reaction. This gives a unit, makes it weaker, but you also draw a card. For 1, it's pretty simple. It's really efficient. This guy's kind of cool. He starts in I think the Master Yi deck while he's attacking or defending. As long as he's engaging in combat, he gets +2. As long as he's alone too. So pretty simple. This one has accelerate. Accelerates again, like I said, cards enter exhausted. You can spend extra runes or energy to make it interplay ready, so you could use it sooner. You got another spell. Spells. This one is also, it can be hidden and in reaction. So if you hide it, I think I explained earlier, to tuck it underneath the battlefield. Or also with cards with hidden, you don't have to play them hidden. You can play them just normally. Draws you 2 cards. This one's annoying. I know this one was in the Garen deck. It's when you attack with it, you just deal 1 damage to a thing. And there's a battlefield you could get that lets you increase damage dealt. So it's mean. So this card refers to the trash. So trash is your discard pile. So this one, return a unit from your trash to your hand. Not bad. Hidden Blade's a fun one. It costs a little bit early because you have to return it back a rune. But kill a unit on the battlefield, a controller draws 2 cards. You could do it to your own creatures too. So you could. So there's some things that make token creatures that you could destroy those to draw more cards. Okay, this is a new one. Pick combat where you or the attacker ends in a tie. Recall all units instead. It's a gear with a static ability, and the static ability is like if you happen to be like 8-8 instead of both people being wiped out, you keep your units. So it lets you be very precise with your numbers. So it's a cool backup. That's probably like a 1 of in a deck I'll probably run. Reinforcements. Look at top 5 cards of your main deck. You may pay a card unit from amongst them. Energy cost is reduced by 5. Then recycle. Okay. This one lets you look at top 5 cards of your main deck where you draw from, and reduces the cost of one of your cards heavily. And then, so it lets you dig deeper. So it's sort of like good late game, like for the card you're looking for. We got another battlefield. While you hold here, buff a unit. Alright, so our first foil. It's going to be a common. It's called Defy. It's a counterspell. It's a counterspell that doesn't hit anything that costs more than 4 and no more than a hidden. Okay. Oh, that's awesome. To use to run your deck. Not a signature card, but a cool card nonetheless. Thinking about wanting to build a deck around her. So, it's Misfortune. Her ability is you could tap her or exhaust her to give a unit ganking. So normally after a unit is at a location, it has to go back to your base, then go to a new location. This one lets you go from location to location. Side. Oh, that's sick. That's awesome. Wow, that's awesome. 12 cost. That's really heavy. But he's also 10 might. So he's 10. While he's defending a place, he counts as 13. That's crazy. On a single unit. Tank. So whenever anybody attacks him, they have to go to him first before they get assigned damage to anybody else. Pretty much, as long as he's at a base, if nobody purposely goes to the battlefield he's at, you get a draw card. It's pretty much, it's like, it's calling people weak. Essentially, it's like, hey, you're going to go here and try to fight me. If you don't, then I'm going to get benefits. While he's defending, he gets +1. So he's a 2 cost, 2/2. But as long as he's being your defender, he counts as 3. Costs 2 less. If you play another card. So if you play another card before it, it costs 2 less. That's cool. Probably not as great late game. Big mech. Mega mech. So this guy's pretty straightforward. He has no abilities. But he's normally, you've been seeing like 8 mites been costing 8. So 7 for 8. So your benefit, he has no abilities, but other than the fact that he costs 1 less than he probably should. Reaction, so it just deals 1 damage to all units at the battlefield. At battlefields. Just do 1 damage to everything. Pretty straightforward. It returns a unit to at a battlefield to back to its owner's hand. When you play me, play a recruit. So this is talking about the thing that makes tokens. So this guy right here makes tokens when you play him. Arena bar. What's this? Buff and exhaust friendly unit. Cool, I guess. So buff just gives the unit +1. It's a whole bunch of spells. When you cast one, this just gets +1 for each spell you cast while it's out. If an enemy unit decides it costs 2 less, so go down to 2. You just draw a card. No more. So you can't cast. When you can't play a card that returns a rune or costs more than 3. So that's cool. So if you get like low costed cards back, okay. And the good part, I think, why I said 3, because if you had another one of these, well, it's also my other one. All right, so the first foil, but this one just kills a unit. So that's pretty straightforward. But it is a spell, so you have to do it during your action phase, not in the middle of the showdown. Not bad. Oh, cool. A character unit. So it's character leaders and character units. So if you're playing a Victor deck, this could be inside your Victor deck, which is kind of cool. Oh, that's cool. Set. Okay, so this one's a little interesting. He's a tank. So get +1 for each buff friendly unit at my battlefield. That's pretty helpful. And then here, for a token. So we start off, first one is a hidden card. And it's action. Buff a unit, and then you give another friendly unit until end of turn +1 might. Pouty Poro, that's cute. So to target with something, you have to pay an additional resource to target it with an ability. Falling Comet. It's an action. It does 6 damage to a unit on the field. Pretty much it's going to destroy most characters' units. Ride the Wind. Move a friendly unit and ready. Petty Officer. When it's attacking, it gets +1. Pretty straightforward. You get the top card from your rune deck, put it in your field exhausted. But if you have no more cards in your rune pile, you just draw a card. Has a flexibility. This one we already saw earlier. This one just going to play directly into a battlefield. And the battlefield we got in this pack is Targon's Peak. When you conquer here, ready 2 runes at the end of your turn. It's not bad though. It will definitely require people to be more aggressive. Dangerous Duo. When you play me, give a unit +2 might to certain. Okay. It says give a unit, so it could be itself, I think. Alright. Traveling Merchant. This one's cool. It's in the Annie deck and some other purple decks. It's when you move it to different locations, you discard a card and draw a card. Ooh, that's cool. Mistfall. It's like a full art gear card. This is a gear, so it says on the field, so it's 3 rune, 3 energy. So when you buff a unit, you could then pay an additional, and then you exhaust it. Then you get to ready the character. Ooh, Nocturne. Horrifying. Let's see. Can you read the card here? I can move from, so it's ganking. Ganking is a cool ability. Ganking lets you move directly from battlefield to battlefield. So his ability is when you're looking at the top cards of your deck, and you're not drawing them, you could then spend an energy, or resource, or rune, and then you may pay him for that. So for 1, essentially. So this card, you probably want to have multiple cards, versions of your deck, so you probably want a whole play set. This guy's cool. Oh, wow. This is a textured card. This might be one of like a noble hit card. Oh wow, it shows it really well on the screen. So this one actually might be a big hit. This is actually the leader for your deck. That's cool. So when you stun 1 or more enemy units, buff a friendly unit. That's awesome. And then energy. Slide this into a sleeve right here. It still even looks good in the sleeve too. Alright, so meditate, pretty straightforward. It's reaction. Oh no, we've seen this ability. Accelerate, you may pay an additional cost to have enter. Riptide Rex. Ooh, this is getting a little jawsome, guys. When you play it, it does 6 damage to an enemy unit at a battlefield. This is awesome, actually. This is, I mean, other than the cost being returned 2 blue, not bad. This definitely seems like a go into that Leona deck. When you play me stunning unit, it doesn't deal combat damages. Okay, so stunning means it just kind of nullifies the damage output it does. Called Glory. As you play this card, you may spend a buff as additional costs. If you do, ignore the spell cost. Okay, so these cards definitely would both go well in like a Leona deck. Challenge. Choose a friendly unit and an enemy unit. They both deal damage to each other. Okay, so it's like a fight spell for other people that play Magic. You discard 2 cards and draw 2 cards. We already seen this one. This one, oh no, this one is when it's in the starter box. You get the Proving Ground box. This one has units here have +1 might. It's pretty mean. Adaptatron. When I conquer, you may kill a gear. If you do, buff it. I attack for decks that you happen to know be doing gears. When you play another unit, buff me. Okay. I see more buff cards now. There's none in the star decks. Ooh, that's pretty. Party favors. Party favors. So this is a rare. Each other player chooses cards or runes. For each character that chooses cards, you and that player draw 1 card. For each other player that chooses runes, you and that player channel 1 exhaustion. Oh, early game too. This is crazy. So this will also be referred to like more of a group hug card. That's awesome. Hey, another Jinx. Cool. I have a Jinx deck. I don't have the decks on me because I've been trying to teach people how to play. But this is a good one to add more Jinxes to your deck. Now you have more. Ooh, that's pretty. That's really crazy. What rarity is that? You can't make that out. Saltooth's one's attacker counts as 5. Let's go. When you kill a unit with a spell, you may pay 1 and a additional fury. And play for interest. Oh, cool. It has a very much like a phoenix. It recurs itself. And then this recruit. But yeah, we got more packs. Kim Enforcers. So, this one I think it starts in the Master U deck. It's pretty cool. This is in the Jinx deck. Also, we saw the card earlier. This one card, discard 1, deal damage equal to its power with high costed cards. We have Vanguard Sergeant. It's a pretty straightforward card in the sense that it's a 4/4 for 4 or 4 for 4. Always, my magicness is going to get the best of me. I want to say 2 numbers. This one's in some of the starter decks. It is just a tank. But the cool part, when you play it, you just get an additional rune. This one, we saw this one earlier. Rebuke. It returns the card back to its owner's hand. The downside, it returns back also 2 runes to your. It recycles 2 runes back to your deck. This battlefield is Zaun's Warrens. When you conquer here, discard a card, draw a card. It's also one of those ones where you conquer. I like holding so far from my experience playing the game. I like the holding battlefields more because they give incentive to keep your units there and invest more and also want to hold it. But late game, I feel like it'd be better to have the holding ones because that's how you're going to win. This one we saw earlier. This is a gear, so reaction, add 1. So this one covers a cost of a generic cost for something. So if you're about to cast a card, you could, as reaction, exhaust this to generate a energy. Alright, first, we've seen this card, but we got a foil of it, of Hidden Blade. It's the one where you destroy a unit, the unit you destroy, that owner draws 2 cards. Oh, cool. At least then. I actually have I just got done slaving this deck earlier today, so interesting. So I have an extra one I can give to a player that wants to get into the game. That's cool. He's pretty neat in the sense of he buffs things. So these colors typically buff a lot. So overt operations. It looks like it says a whole bunch of yordles in the foreground. It's an action. So for each friendly unit, you may spend its buffs to ready it. This is definitely a setup card. This is a card you're holding in your hand for a big turn. That's very cool. And then we got, so the orange rune's called Body. So find your sender. So you draw 1 card and channel 1 exhausted rune. Game costs 1, so not bad. For a common, if you go last, you generate an additional rune. And this will let you draw a card, so it replaces itself immediately. Yes, you won't have a unit on the field if you do it that way, but it'll set you up for turn 2 having 6 runes, which is crazy. Flame Choppers. When you discard me, you pay a Fury to play me. I can see this is good. In the anti-starter deck, that cares a lot about discarding cards. We got a foil one in the smokescreen. Again, it gets a big negative penalty to something. Got a Poro one. We saw this one a little earlier. Fight or Flight. This one's a pretty solid one. So you can hide it underneath a unit, under a battlefield you control. And as an action, you move a unit from a battlefield to the base. If you're using the hidden ability on a battlefield, you can only target things. So when it says a unit, it specifically refers to a unit at that battlefield. Cruel Patron is a pretty solid one. As an additional cost to play me, you kill another friendly character, but it's a 4 cost for a 6 power. Not bad. This one's not bad in the sense of that in these colors you could recruit very easily, so you kill off one of your weaker 1/1 tokens to get a 6 power. Not bad. So this one's pay 1 exhausted. Move a friendly unit from a battlefield to your base. Not bad. It's gear. Again, it lets you play with your field, bouncing it back and forth. So you're never fully losing things, especially in the sense like you want to move something back. But the good part, it says move. I have to double check the rollings on that. If you move something through a mechanic that's not using the move action, if it still exhausts the card. When a friendly character attacks or defends alone, give it +1. So this one's pretty good in like a Master Yi deck. Stacked deck. So look at top 3 cards of your main deck. Put 1 in your hand and recycle the rest. Recycled refers to putting cards on the bottom of your deck after you're done looking at the set card. Oh, Cleave. It's action. Give a unit Assault 3. Not bad. Yeah, all cost. Awesome. We got a Misfortune. Depending on the Misfortune deck. Nice. Misfortune Buccaneer. Gosh, so many keywords. You play me at an open field. Okay, friendly units may be played into open fields. So that's definitely one cool one. And then we got Mage Seeker Warden. It's a rare. The key's full. That's cool. When I'm at the battlefield, opponents can only play units to their base. That's a hard contradiction to her. It's a hard counter. When I'm at a battlefield, spells and abilities can't ready enemy units in gear. Ooh, this is a very control-heavy card. We've got the worm again. Orb of Regret. Oh no. So it's a gear. Exhausted, giving unit -1 to -1. So that's not bad. So that's something you get, like, if you're building like a gear heavy deck that cares for gears, that's awesome. The 5, we got a full one of these earlier. Has a lot of special clauses. I wonder if there's like a better counter spell. Brazen Buccaneer. As you play me, you may discard a card as additional cost. If you do, reduce the cost by 2. Okay. And especially in Red or Fury, there's a lot of cards in like the anti-archetype that lets you discard cards, play cards. This one's kind of whatever. It's a 3-cost 3. My Shipyard Skulker. Oh, this one's simple. Alright, so this one has Death Kneel. So when it dies, you just channel a rune. This is one we saw earlier. Foulmaul's Lair. Units can't move here to base. Oh, wow. So this one's kind of cool if you just want to ganking. That's really good for a ganking deck. So as soon as units are there, you just can move away from it because you can't move back to the base. Facebreaker. Oof. So has a hidden ability to get hide underneath something. Stun a friendly unit and an enemy unit at the same battlefield. Not bad. Especially because you can put this in the Leona deck that cares about stunning things. So you can stun your own unit, but buff a unit. But stun another unit. So it's pretty much 2 for 1. Or 1 for 1. That's not bad. Sun Disc. We got the cat, the one that has the hidden ability. Not bad. Ooh, this looks cool. Deal 3 damage, but you do it twice. So that's not bad. Ooh, that's cool. An Ari. Got another character to play. When an enemy unit attacks a battlefield you control, give it -1 might to -1. So this is a deck you're playing for reducing the cost. So you're probably running that gear in it to reduce the might. But this one's cool. This Ari is dope. I think this would be fun in like a cool control deck. We've seen this one earlier. We play discard a card. Has a discount, but it also has assault too. So turn 1, and also if you're doing in Fury, you get a lot of cards when you want to discard. So in a discard deck, it works a lot. Spoke Scream saw earlier. Stand United as the hide ability action. Buffs a friendly character, a friendly unit. Buffs an additional +1 to a friendly unit this turn. Okay, this again goes really well with Leona. I hope to build a Leona deck too, just for Alex. Call Glory. As you play this card, you may spend a buff. Could work again really well. Reaction, so pretty cool. When I'm buffed, I have ganking. Nice. Very specific. If you're not running a buff deck, that's kind of just a 6-cost 6 might. This one's pretty solid. You've seen earlier. Hidden Blade. Never seen more consistency, so this for the packs could go a little bit quicker. Sprite Mother. When you generate it, so when you play it, you generate the token. It's there, but it's readied, so you can then immediately move it. Reckoner's Arena. When you hold here, activate the conquer effect of units here. Well, that's not bad. So hold that happens during the beginning of your turn. So after you ready everything, you're beginning. So when you would score your point or your game winning point, you would trigger all your conquering effects. That's not bad. Even I don't care what TCG it is, that's still good. Other uncommon, when you play me, you would spend a buff to buff. Wait. You may spend a buff to buff me and ready me. That's not bad. Oh, so you spend a buff from something to, okay, awesome. Not bad. Hey, got Teemo. So a Teemo deck for 1 power, 2 cost. So you could turn 1 your thing if you choose this to be your chosen hero. Not bad. What does it do? Has hidden. Interesting. When you play me, give me +3 buff this turn. This probably would not be your champion unit, to be honest. Or you, I wonder, technically, could you just like very much telegraph, hey, I'm putting a Teemo here? I'm just saying, I have to double check like rulings for this card, but that's neat. I mean, yeah, for Teemo, awesome. Oh, Tarek, my boy. It's a 4 cost, 4 might. Shield 1. So as long as he's defending, he has +1, so he'd be a 5. And tank. And other friendly units have shield. That's actually pretty solid. And I think that also works in her. Yes, follows the right domain. Awesome. So you can be super tanky, buff things. Tark seems very strong in the sense of very defensive. Also, having tanks really cool. If you possibly buff them, and if you'd be doing that with Leona too, synergy. Another Leona, awesome. Is this one textured too? Jeez, this is a Leona box, I guess. So this is the card you'll be playing in your Leona deck. That's awesome. I wonder what skin this is. Oh, I'll ask Alex later. So she doesn't have tank, weirdly enough, but this could be the leader, your chosen character for your Leona deck. When I attack, stun an enemy unit here. That's all right. Eager apprentice. While I'm on the battlefield, the energy cost for spells you play are reduced by 1 to a minimum 1. Not bad. So these ones are really good for like spell slinging decks. Clockwork Keeper. As you play me, you may pay an additional green energy. I'm not entirely sure what that one's called. Probably could be like mine. No, mine's probably blue. If you do, draw a card. Okay, not bad. Going blast in turn order, not bad. You throw a unit down to hopefully conquer something, or go attack a field, but replaces itself. Disintegrate. This is definitely in the Annie deck. It's 4 action. Deal 3 damage to unit in battlefield. If it kills it, you draw a card. Not bad. This one's straightforward too. When it dies, you just draw a card. When it dies, you turn 1 this no matter what. This returns a unit from the trash to your hand. Morbid return. Daring Poro. Oh, so there's the shielded Poro. This is a daring one. Shielded one gives shield. This one gets assault, so +1. Confront. This one's a solid card. I feel like in the Garen deck I was going against, this one had a very explosive turn. Characters entered ready, and then you draw a card. So you can start moving things to fields right off the rip. Catalyst of Aeons. So challenge 2 exhaust runes. If you cannot challenge 2 this way, draw 1. Okay. This is just ramp. Oh boy, this battlefield has some text on it. Alright. Can't really read it on my camera, kind of. When you conquer here, look at the top 2 cards of your main deck. You may recycle one of them, or both. One or both of them. Put those you don't back in any order. Also, battlegrounds have a different color back, kind of match your characters. I like how they did choose different color backing, so you could sleeve your deck in a very translucent sleeve. Not have to worry. When you play me, look at the top card of your main deck, and you may recycle it. Other friendly characters have vision. That's cool. Alright. So we're getting our foils. Okay. So hopefully this has to be something, show something good, but it's also uncommon. So 4 costs, requires return 2 purple runes back. For 2 might, has to be good. When you play me, return another unit at the battlefield to its owner's hand. Okay. So it's a bounce. That's cool. Oh, cool. We got another one of these. So Mistfall. This is a pretty solid one. Pull the same exact one. Oh, we got Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger was also in the, if you get the Victor deck, he's one of the other cards in the Victor deck. It says, I have all exhaust abilities, all friendly legends, units, and gear. So that's pretty cool. I feel like there's going to be like a combo deck with Heimerdinger that you could do. Just have a crazy board state. And it's like exhaust, have something unexhausted, exhaust it again. Or maybe further down the line, if there's ever a card that says exhaust, ready, something, do something. So I feel like he's going to have a combo deck with him. Embodied. Okay. Cleve, I got a full one of these earlier. Lecturing Yordle. This one's pretty fun. It's just a simple taunt card. Plus it draws a card. Going last in turn order. Not bad either. Having a taunt ready to throw into a battlefield to conquer something. Charm. Move an enemy unit. Not bad. Plus we just pulled the Ari earlier. Ari definitely seems like more of a control deck. First mate, when you play me, ready another unit. Pretty straightforward. Gust. Return a unit at a battlefield with power or might 3 or less to its owner's hand. Not bad. This one's pretty solid. I was seeing this card against like a Master U deck, probably horrible. Because like you're all about a unit, a single unit. Challengers, cool too. Just have it's a fight spell for anybody who plays any other MTGs. Or MTGs, TCGs. We got a foil one of these earlier. Another 1-for-1 card. This pack is really like a reactive pack. It really cares for like dishing out things. Again, another deal 4 damage to your unit at a battlefield. Draw a card. Our first foil. You've seen this card a couple times. It cares about spinning buffs, and, getting plus stronger. We literally just pulled a card earlier. And Shakedown. Okay. What's this? It's reaction. Choose an enemy unit, deal 6 damage to it unless the controller has you draw 2 cards. Not bad. I mean, I feel like this card's never going to pay out the way you want it to, but this definitely puts like an ultimatum on the table. You're like, I'm going to blow up this unit, or you're going to let me draw 2 cards. Probably the times you want to blow up the unit, they're probably going to let you take. It's like, okay, yeah, you get it, whatever. I don't care. Or like, I really need to draw 2 cards. Would like to make other people decks that they enjoy. Meditae we've seen. Pouty Poro we've seen. Jeweled Colossus. A Vision. When you play me, look at the top card of your main deck. You may recycle it. Again, I think then if you get a Nocturne, it'd be kind of cool. It might be based around Vision. And then it's also Defender. Not bad. Stealthy Pursuer. When a friendly unit moves from my location, I may move with it. Okay, not bad. Vanguard Captain. This one's also one of the starter decks. It's when you play me, I play 2 recruits tokens. Not bad. This lets you get really wide, and especially with the Garen deck, it works really well. When you play me, buff another friendly unit. Pretty simple. Buff decks. So when you play me, return a unit from your trash to your hand. The only downside, it returns the thing, but probably not your ideal turn 1 play. Block also is hidden. Gives a unit shield 3 and tank. Not bad. Put that in your Leona deck. Give your Leona that. Peak Guardian. When you play me, buff me. Then if I'm at a battlefield, buff all other friendly units there. That's not bad. So after you control a battlefield, you can play units directly into the battlefield. So this is probably going to be thrown into the Leona deck. I'm already brewing a deck. Now this battlefield is when you hold here, if you have 7+ units, you win the game. A battlefield with a claw, a win condition. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty solid. Definitely probably want to put that into like a... If you're doing a token deck, definitely. This is like a token deck. Auto include. Not bad. Magmaworm. We got that one a lot in opening packs. But 4-1. Ooh, this is cool. Harnessed Dragon. When you play me, kill an enemy. Not bad. Heavy cost though. Costs 8 and you have to return 2. But there's also another way you get past the returning a rune. I haven't seen any of them yet. I'm guessing really rare. They are a gear that you could exhaust to pay the cost for one of those. But a 6 might thing to destroy something for free. Not bad. Oh, this is something. It's an Eiffel Siphon Power. So it's a hybrid. So it only has one deck type you can put it into. It doesn't have much leeway, so it probably has a higher ability. Let's see. Action. Play anytime before a spell or ability resolves. Choose a battlefield. Give friendly units there +1. And enemy units -1 might. That's pretty solid. So just... yeah. Oh, it's a signature spell for Victor. Okay, that's awesome. So in a Victor deck. And signature spells, I think you're allowed to have 3 of them in the deck. And that's it. So definitely go to my Victor deck. Oh, it's a cute sprite. So that's the thing that sacrifices itself beginning of turn. Defy, we've seen. Hextech Ray. Deals 3 damage. Not bad. This one makes a token. Back to back. Give 2 friendly units +2 might this turn. Not bad. This one either exhausts a buff and exhausted unit. Probably go into the deck. Vision. You may play me in an open battlefield. Not bad. Assault gets +1. Nox's Saboteur. Your opponent's hidden cards can't be revealed here. That's mean. Very anti-card. It's very specific. I don't know if there's a sideboard in this game. I'll have to double check. I don't think there is. I think you just have to preemptively have the knowledge what the meta is and build around it. When this is played, discard or killed, draw a card. Not bad. That actually goes really well with like things that make you discard cards. Or killed. I wonder how you killed this. Oh, it's geared. Okay, that's fine. Obelisk of Power. At the start of each player's first beginning phase, that player channels 1 rune. Oh, this is just for everybody. So it doesn't matter who controls it. So controlling this doesn't... holding this doesn't give you any ability, and Conquer doesn't give you anything. It's just a static effect for both players. Or all players. Ember Monk, we've seen this earlier. Solar Shine, I think we saw this one. When you kill a stunned unit, you may exhaust this draw card. Oh, that's definitely going Leona deck. Easy. Karen? No. Kane, I think it is. So it's a champion. Has ganking. Probably put in the Misfortune deck. If I have moved twice this turn, I don't take damage. Interesting. Probably put in a deck that forces movement. That's not bad. Sky Splitter. The spell's energy cost is reduced by the highest might amongst units you control. Oh, and the Volibear deck. We have that 10 cost card. Not bad. So this could be essentially free, but you always have to return a Fury. This one is awesome. It's getting awesome. This one's awesome turn 1. Again, gets cheaper when you play something. Morbid Return. This guy. When you play this, you may get a recruit at your base. Kill this with its gear. Recycle to 4 cards from... That's not bad. So it lets you... It's awesome. If you're especially doing like a recruit deck. Awesome. You see that one? Discipline. Oh yeah. Give a card +2 might and draw a card. What's this battlefield? Altar of Unity. When you hold here, you recruit a token in your base. This would be horrible to go against the person that if somebody brings that 7+ unit and win the game. I wonder, if you do teams, that'd be an awesome pairing. So this one, you hold this one in 2v2, hold that and get the 7 units. Solid. Garbage grabber, that's me. Recycle 3 cards from your trash. Pay 1, draw a card. Oh, jeez. Has a lot of effects just to draw a card, but lets you cycle things. If your deck does a lot of like discarding and destroy or kill things to get things, that's awesome. Oh, foil. Stalwart Poro. It's one with shield. Oh, we got Teemo. We got the card and the character. We got a character and a unit to play with it. He is purple and blue, looks like. Nice. You may pay 1 to hide a card with hidden instead of... Okay, cool. Pay 1, exhaust it. You pit a Teemo unit you own into your hand from your champion zone or on the board. Oh, okay. So you would use that Teemo that we saw earlier. So I was like, how do you hide it if it's already in a zone? Like, oh, I wonder what card this is. But it makes more sense. We are building a Leona deck. It's just that easy. We have both options now. We have... Alex, I'm sorry. You have to play Leona. So this one's different than the other one. So some characters have multiple units. So when you start the game, you could have multiple... You have 3 of this Leona, 3 of the other Leona. You go grab the other one. This one's textured, though. And also you can see this Leona and the other Leona. They have different requirements. So this one is a yellow, this one's green. So this one, if an opponent scores within 3 points of the victory score, I enter ready. Stunning units have negative 8 might to a minimum 1. The first part is so it has it's a an additional effect. I feel like you could swap those around, but this is casting part of it, so it makes sense. But negative 8, that's absurd. Like, I'm only 3 might. You're 1. Okay. That's awesome because you run both these cards attack, so you be situational. So if you notice your opponent is playing aggro, they're getting a lot of units out early. Second game, if you're doing a best 2 out of 3, you pop this one out into your chosen champion over this one. Find your center. We saw this one earlier. This one we've seen has accelerate. Pick group. When you play gear, ready me. Okay, that's not bad. This one's cool. I think it's really solid. This one damage all units. Mystic Poro. Ooh, this one says vision. I want to see a Nocturne. I hope we see to get a Nocturne. Oh, signature card would be sick. But a Nocturne would be cool. Can you monk? Salvage. You may kill a gear, draw a card. Okay. Battleground. Grove of the God Willow. When you hold here, draw a card. Pretty straightforward. Face Breaker. We've seen this one before. Oh, cool. We got Ari. So we got the Ari Legend and the Ari unit now. I think this is like the lower rarity one. So like the Leona, we've seen the 2 different Leonas. Like one's a higher rarity than the other. When I hold, you score 1 point. Oh, that's cool. So it's kind of aggro though. Not bad. Oh, what the hell? Trinamir, what are you doing? Action. Each opponent reveals the top card of their main deck. Choose one and play it, ignoring the cost, then recycle the rest. Oh, so this just steals a card from your opponent's deck. That's crazy. So you get excited. Saw that earlier. Consult the pass. Against draw 2 card. Rune Prism. Rune Prison, not Prism. Stunning unit. Auto clear, I think, in that it's action. So you can play during your turn or a showdown. Help him build that Leona deck up. The crack shot does 1 damage. This moves units. Dies Get an exhausted rune. Draws a card, but makes everything ready. 7. When you stun an enemy unit, ready me and give me +1 might. Not bad. When you play a spell, give me +1. Yeah, that one's pretty straightforward. Ooh, got legend. Daughter of the Void. So reaction. Add a rune. Use only to play spells. Okay, this might be like a spell slinging deck. Not bad. Oh, that's cool. Nivea. When I attack, deal 3 damage to all enemy units here. Not bad. Kind of not super crazy. Just kind of reminds me very much like a lot of dragons and Magic the Gathering. Okay, cool. Both in the same pack. All right, easy. We take those. Makes building deck easier when you get the character, the legend, and the unit. We take those. What you do, accelerate. So you may pay that so you can accelerate her out. When I conquer, draw 1 card. Not bad. So she probably plays aggro. I guess you're probably doing this, then using her to buff her up so you can conquer more consistently. Not bad. So Eager Princess you've seen, Playful Phantom you've seen, Brazen Buccaneer, Undercover Agent we've seen, Cruel Patron we've seen, Confront, again, pretty solid card, seen it. Town we've seen, or the Cemetery Attendant. Vengeful, straightforward, uncommon, just kill spell. This one's decent, lets you loot cards, but in reverse. Increase the points needed to win the game by 1. Interesting. This is probably definitely going to go into like a control deck. Alright, so we got this one we've seen already before. It's a pretty simple one. Sabotage. Hell yeah. Choose an opponent. That opponent reveals their hand. Choose a... Oh. It's in Alex's colors. This is the most Alex card I could think of. It's a hand hate, awesome. Promising future. So it's a mind. Each player looks at the top 5 cards of their main deck. Choose one, then recycle the rest. Starting with the next player, each player plays those cards, ignoring the energy cost. That can be kind of scary in certain decks. But in a control deck that you might control out things, not bad. Back to this pack, we're almost done with the box. So we have Watchful Sentry. It's a Death Nail draw card. The Shield, which is awesome. So unit. When you discard me, pay 1 red. That works really well with one of the things that, cards that let you discard cards. Give -1. Vanguard Sergeant, straightforward. What does? Deals 2 damage. This one does damage to the field. Vision. Again, I hope we see a Nocturne. I really want to see a Nocturne because I want to see if it's something I want to build. Unlicensed Armory. So the cost is discard a card, exhaust this. Choose a friendly unit. The next time it dies this turn, you may pay a Fury to recall it, exhaust it instead. And recall sends back to your base. Sigil of the Storm. When you conquer here, recycle 1 of your runes. Oh, it's penalty. Oh, that's cool. So it might be like anti-control. If you're like playing aggro and you don't really care too much, that's cool. Discipline. We've seen this one plenty of times. Yet another Leona. Okay, cool. When I attack an enemy unit here, stun. It deals them. I don't know how we keep getting more Leona cards, but we're doing it. Convergent Mutation. Well, let's go show off that Leona a little bit more. the fun. This is like your typical Leona. I like it. It's pretty clean. Oh yeah, the the convergent mutation. It's played in mines too. Because return a choose a friendly unit. Increase its might until it equals the might of another friendly unit. Okay. Not bad. This works probably really well in a token deck. So if you have like one 7 might unit, you choose one of your recruit tokens, pump them up to a 7 might. This essentially you could not double, but you could sway really heavily. Chaos is purple. Purple's chaos. Wielder of Waters. This one's like a stable card in like the Master Yi deck. This one's just a cheap costed card. Again, for recruit decks, and like if you're doing like say like a Victor deck, this probably would look really well in a Victor deck. Got a full one of those earlier. This is very lackluster card because I've seen 3 costs for 3 might that have additional abilities. Maybe there'll be more keyword specific cards in the future. Not too many are popping out right now for like having keywords is like the main thing. When you play me, buff me. Probably good as well. If I have a buff, I get a +1 buff. Nice. Pack of Wonders. That's crazy. That's a common I have not seen many of so far. Return of another friendly gear unit or hidden card to its owner's hand. Not bad. It's not bad, especially if you think you're about to lose a hidden lose a battlefield that has some of your hidden cards. And the good part is just exhaust to do it. Doesn't have any other additional costs. Though this is in like one of the lug stacks, it just does 6 damage to 2 units. But you do return 2. Back alley bar. What's this one do? When a unit moves here, give it +1 this turn. Okay, there's one that gives a stack effect to +1 to all, +1 might to all units there. But I guess if you're being the aggressor, that's pretty good. Confront, not bad. Again, I think this card's pretty solid. For 2 costs, it draws you a card, but also everything enters ready. It's good. Like, I think they probably play tested at 1 to give all that. But ooh, well, I didn't know you could pull foldings. Oh, this one again. If you do recruit deck, this is crazy. It's also full. That's cool. I didn't know that they did locations full. Now you're gonna find your one favorite or battleground, battlefield you like. You're gonna be searching for a foil. And it's worst part in competitive play. You're gonna choose 3 of them, unless you really want to make it very obvious. There's one battlefield you don't want to play. And okay, Mind Splitter. It's like an evil 2-headed giraffe thing. 7 for 7 might. When you play me, choose an opponent. They reveal their hand. Choose a card from it, and they discard that card. Not bad. It feels like a solid rare. Nothing super crazy. Doesn't feel like it's gonna like be swinging too heavily. But texture card was like the big hit. Some of these cards we already went through. It's an anti-deck, Fallen Comet, Dune Drake. It's pretty simple. When it attacks, it gets +2 if there's a ready enemy unit there. So I guess it's only when the enemy unit's ready in the location. This one's solid. Not solid. It's neat. Seeing a lot more duplicates. This is a good counter spell. It just counters the spell. Not bad. And the good part too, because it's a reaction. Pretty much the only thing you're reacting to are going to be... The only time it's not as great is if you're doing against an ability of a creature. Then this one doesn't have that much benefit. It's everybody returns a unit of their choice at the end, but starting with it, so you go in order. You may hide an additional card here. Okay, not bad. Ooh, Last Stand. Oh, Poppy. She's cute. I wonder if this is going to go well with Leona. She's also a tank character typically. Even though I've seen her do explosive damage in game. Double a friendly unit's might this turn. Give it temporary. Oh. Interesting. It's definitely some pro and cons with this card. Doubling might's dope. Temporary means at the beginning of your turn, before you score a unit, a place, you have to sacrifice it. Oh, Draven. His might increases for each point you scored. So if you're at game winning point or just one away from winning the game, you just be at 10. So Divine Judgment. Holy crap. Each player chooses 2 units, 2 gears, 2 runes, and 2 cards in their hand. Recycle the rest. Wow. Looks like a reset card. Hard reset. Damn. Not bad. I feel like it's going to go in that Leona deck. I'm going to just clear the board field back to the board state back to this 2 of everything. Especially if you're top decking that card, that's awesome. Against a control player, they're going to get upset. Because it's a spell, unless they have a counter spell, it's not much you can do about it. On guard, Legion rear guard. This one has accelerate. Stupefy is pretty solid. I think for a 1 cost spell, not bad. Gus, Vanguard makes recruit, has hidden. Vanguard helmet. When a buffed friendly unit dies, buff another friendly. Oh, this is like auto-clued in the Leona deck. Wallop. Action. Play your turn showdown. As you play this, you may spend a buff as an additional cost. If you do, ignore the spell's cost. Ready unit. Okay, not bad. This is a crazy looking one. Okay. When you defend here, choose a friendly unit. It gains shield 2 this combat. Not bad. It feels like kind of a lackluster battlefield. Alright, the first roll is Fire Chomp. That's one you discard. You can cast it by paying a Fury instead. Oh! Darius. That's cool. Looks sick. I like the background on it. Looks cool. Would not expect him to use 2 colors. Okay. So he just taps, creates 1 energy. But only if you played another card this turn. Not bad. I wonder how you play him efficiently. I wonder what type of cards you play in a deck to make him more efficient. Not bad. Good part to have another Lee Sin. I can add to my Lee Sin deck. That's cool. Typically, character units, champion units, have really solid effects. So accelerate, you may pay, 8 to play them. Other buffed friendly units at my battlefield have +2 might. Not bad. Probably put that in the Leona deck. Maybe scrap the Leona deck, Lee Sin deck, and make the Lee Sin deck and Leona deck, maybe. Not bad. Probably keep it. So after this one pack, there's 2 other packs left. We're almost done with it. So return with Cleave, Eager to Apprentice, Charm, keep getting messages, Fighter Flight, Poro, First Mate. That's when red is another unit. So the Pursuer moves with another unit when you move it. Thermo Beam, kill all gears. That's crazy. When you play another unit, buffing. That's cool. That probably would be. Let's see. No, she's not the right colors. Captain Faron. Other units have assault. Okay. There was no location. So we charge them to Echo. Okay. Echo character. Accelerate. You may pay one in mind to give it ready. Enter ready. When it dies, recycle me to ready your runes. No Coven Deaths goes into your attack. Okay. Grand Stratagem. Other friendly characters have. Okay, not bad. Oh, wow. Unchecked power. Exhaust all friendly units. Then. Wait, what? Oh, okay. It wants to exhaust. Okay. I see why it wants to exhaust all your friendly units. This is just 12 damage to everything in the battlefield. That's a lot of damage. And the reason they have you exhausted is because you just like, oh, 12 damage. Okay, now move all my units to all these empty units. Yeah, I know. It's like a borderless card. It's awesome. Oh, might. Nice. Nice. Hextech Raid. Pit Crew. Rune Prison. Sky Splitter. Cold a Week. I think this card's pretty solid, especially in like the right deck. That's just his benefits. I play this card. Getting an exhausted rune that late game doesn't feel as amazing. We play a card from Hidden. Give it. It's not bad. Spirit Refuge. When you play this buff. When we play this, buff a friendly unit. Awesome. Friendly buffed units have deflect if they don't already. Opponents. Actually, that feels like an auto include in the Leona deck, because you want to give your tanks so they don't get targeted. It's pretty awesome. Retreat reaction. Return a friendly unit to its owner's hand. Owner channels one exhausted rune. Not bad. What's his location? Star-tipped peak. Okay. When you hold this, you may channel one exhausted rune. Ride the Wind. We've seen this card a couple times already. The non-hollow, but it's cool. It's not the best hollow, but or foil. Another uncommon. It's okay. And Tide Turner unit. You play Hidden. When you play me, you may choose a friendly unit, move me to its location, and it to my original location. So you get to pop spaces. It's okay. The cool part has Hidden, so you can do some like cool like shenanigans, like move a big guy over there. A token. We have one last pack to go. This is the last pack. Again, appreciate everybody to stop by. We'll see where we go from there. Alright, last pack. Jeweled Colossus. On guard. Cleave. Back to back. Mobilize. Gust. Don't pronounce that one. Glory Seeker. Just lets you buff stuff. Unyielding Spirit. Prevent all spell and ability damage this turn. That's absurd. Especially that one that lets you just do a board wave. One, no. Like, oh, okay. Treasure Trove. Raging Soul. Oh, Yasuo. That's cool. I actually have a Yasuo unit. I got that leader because I got it from one of my starter decks. I actually try to build the Yasuo deck. That's awesome. Vayne. Vayne's dope. I like Vayne. I played it a little bit in League. So 2 character units. Awesome. Assault 3. So I was like, for 2, you probably need that. If an opponent controls a battlefield, I enter ready. Easy. When I conquer, I may pay 1 to return me to my owner's hand. That's actually kind of cool. She's very agile. And last card. Oh. Textured champion card. I'm okay enough to get the last pack with this card. That's awesome. So we got a textured Jinx Rebel. We can discard 1 more cards, ready me, and give me +1 mine. Not bad. Not bad. We take those. So, got 2 textures. I also have a Jinx deck too, ready to go. So we got the big Leona textured character card. Bam. And we also have the Leona character unit. And lastly, we got the Jinx card. Again, textures. Cool. But yeah, thanks to anybody that stopped by, joined in. In the future, we might make some videos, and also these videos might be pre-posted directly to the store I work at, Sorting Board. I might start a YouTube channel for that, just for content-related videos that are oriented things that we do at the shop. That won't be exclusively TCG related. Might be related to different things like gameplay, tutorial videos, how to teach people how to play things, like new board games, tabletop games, such. We might even live stream some. We might live stream some tabletop games like Warhammer and things like that. Maybe top 8s for our Magic the Gathering tournaments. Either be Tiny Leader of Reborn events or CDH events in the future. But yeah, these are things that I'm trying to take an initiative of getting things going. But yeah, thanks to everybody who stopped by. Appreciate it. And then, of course, in the future, more videos. Thanks. Goodbye.
Sword and Board, the largest gaming store in Mendocino County, here for your hobby and gaming needs. Make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.